Hey guys, hope everything is okay. So guys, I'm very excited. I have with me one of the world-known guitar players. He's toured with Stone Roses. He was a part of Simply Red. There's probably hardly anyone of these great musicians that he's not worked with, or he's not played with, or he's not hung out with. So I have with me the great Mr. Aziz Ibrahim. Sir, it's really very exciting to have you on, and I'll just hand it over to you. So over to you, Aziz Bhai.
Assalamu alaikum, Karan Bhai, and everybody else. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be included. You know, one of these words that everybody uses, especially politicians these days, and organizations. Inclusion. You know, inclusion is important. Yeah, and it's nice to feel a part of something. I've lived my life as a guitarist. I've been playing since 7 years old, so I'm 57 now. So I've been playing guitar for 50 years, 50.
Wow.
And but I've never felt a part because I'm an expat, expat, but I was born in the UK, Pakistani parents. But to feel a part of something, there's a warmth, I never had that feeling. My journey has been in groups where I've always had to speak English, always had to, or patois, or some other language, and it's it's sort of a sad picture. It's almost like a lonely journey as a Pakistani within this mainstream world, where there's rubbing shoulders with, Clapton, Bhai, or whoever, and so forth, or Guthrie, or other players. It's always English. It's always on their terms. So to be a part of the Guitar Collective, or at least to participate, it's a great honor for me. I can't thank everybody, including me. Gives me an opportunity to actually talk what I love the most, which is talk guitar, and the journey and also to learn about other people's journeys. I watched the last episode of Guitar Collective, which was fantastic, so informative. It gave me in-depth knowledge of some of the great, from like Aziz Bhai, knowing about his. I already knew anyway because there were programs in the UK of like early, Vital Signs and other tracks and Janoon and so forth. And then to see the players in the Guitar Collective talking about their story, that's just fantastic. It's a great idea. So, full marks, Karan Bhai, for doing this, for the instigating, for being that pioneer. It needs to be done. Why should it always be about vocalists? Why should it always be about the producers? Why should it be about the corporates when really the guitar players, they're I think they're the future. And there's electronic music, we're pushing ahead, but guitar playing, that's really something else. We can make our mark. We need to flourish. Obviously, we don't have the issues like in other countries, but in Pakistan, I know that the limitations prevent the guitar world from flourishing. Money, finance, responsibility. I heard it all mentioned in Guitar Collective, which is great. To hear that subject matters, because I think people need encouraging, inspiring to play the guitar, to learn and to listen to great players or people who've played music in Pakistan, sharing their journey and their experience, and then you can relate to it and say, yeah, that's just like me. That's happens to me. Or mommy, daddy, even now when you're a grown man, you still have a control of your life.
Control your life. Where you're going. Stop doing this. Start concentrating on the kid.
तेरी शादी किसा कर सकते जे तो गिटार बजांदा ते ब्याह नहीं कर सकते पूरा मरासी बन गया तू.
So Aziz bhai, it seriously be an honor to have you on board with us and share your experiences, and I know everybody out there who's going to be listening.
It's a good time.
Yeah, we'll be learning.
It's a good time. You've caught me at a very good time. The last work that I ever did for somebody else, and don't get me wrong, because I don't really come from the session world. I came from it in the early 80s and I stopped doing it. And I've been in bands ever since, and I've been a songwriter and a producer. But I got tempted by I think it was about 2000, was that Barasi or something like that. Anyway, it was around 2010, 11. I got asked by this guy, Stephen Wilson, from a band called Porcupine Tree to join his group, solo group. And it was like Marco Miniman on drums and Adam Holtzman keyboards. And it was a great lineup. And I was playing guitar for Stephen Wilson on this Grace for Drowning tour, and I recorded one live album with him, Grace for Drowning Live, recorded in London, Shepherd's Bush Empire. But that show, I realized this is not what I want to do. I don't want to be some Goraz Nukkar. I want to be Aziz Ibrahim, Muslim, Pakistani, whoever, representing my parents, part of a Pakistani guitar collective. And here you are, called your guitar collective, the Desi Guitar. That's what I want to be. I want to be a Desi guitarist. And so playing for Stephen Wilson, I said to him, and I'll share this, Yar, you got the wrong guy. Why don't you go get Guthrie Govan or somebody like that?
Guthrie Govan even played some stuff for Stephen Wilson. If I
this is what I'm trying to tell you, Yar. If you follow my story, that's the irony of the story. It's the same thing happened to me when I joined Asia, the rock group Asia. I recorded one album and wrote music for it, Asia Arena. You can look it up on Google. And I said the same. Well, actually, I was in the band, but those guys, they didn't treat me well because you want to be treated as an equal, and they didn't let me. They didn't do that, and
it was sad.
I said, "Look, yeah, this isn't for me." I said, "Well, look," I said, "if you want somebody who does what he's told and says yes sir, no sir, then why don't you get Guthrie Govan?" And that's exactly what they did.
They did.
And then the same thing happened when I joined Stephen Wilson. So all I'm saying is, for the Guitar Collective, it's a pleasure to be a part. But if there's one lesson that I can, or things like this that I can share, is that being a Desi guitarist is also about standing up to the way that the West is trying to make us feel like we should inspire to be like them. But it's the opposite. You got to show them that you got bigger kahunas than the people in the West. Absolutely. And you can play that instrument better than they can. And I think that's the kind of things we should discuss, or one of the things we should discuss in the Guitar Collective. Empowerment. We need empowerment of our guitarists, of players like yourself, like all the players and all the great players I saw last week on your show. That should be given the opportunity to be number one, to be the person with controlling the purse strings and creating the content, instead of it being about the corporates telling us what we play, what we should play, how we should play. So I hope this collective will lead to open, discourse about guitar playing and about the future of guitar and how we're going to share that and support each other. I learned that lesson through my career in music as a guitarist, that no person is an island. You need support from each other. You get great work, you create beautiful works of music when you work together, when you support each other instead of fighting each other. It's good for the soul, it's good for the heart.
Thank you so much, Aziz Bhai. And it's again, like I said, it's great to have you on board, and looking forward to having memorable conversations and hopefully memorable jams with you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, yeah.